Back with some more Void Ore, and we're going to be doing the no pause run this time, as I said I was going to be doing last video. So yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so compared to a normal run, just having no pause means there's going to be a lot more pressure on good micro, and also, well, not even just good micro, but rather to do actions quickly. And this is going to cause me to at least detract from micro in specific areas, like anti-boarding. Anti-boarding is something that you usually do pause for, so I'll make that a lot harder. And with that in mind, it means that I want to essentially find different ways to make that better for me, you know? So I want to find ways to minimize the amount of micro I have to do. And that's essentially going to come in two major forms. First is boarding. So strong boarding will give me a consistent way. I mean, this is just true for any run, but the strong boarding will give me a consistent way to blow up shields. And if I can get it strong enough, I won't have to worry about my boarding party, so I won't even have to micro them. Particularly with stuff like Graviton. That'll allow me to just kind of like send them over, let them do their thing. They can sit on their ship, and ironically, if you have good boarding, it's kind of safer on their ship than your own ship, because they're not shooting at you, and you won't have to deal with breaches and stuff on their ship. What happens on their ship is purely going to be from you, usually. So, I do want to get good boarding, I want to clear out their ship, and I essentially want to seize their ship. This is more applicable to the bosses, but even in these fights here, like just crew killing them outright is going to be a lot simpler than finding a way through the event with armaments. And not only is it going to be simpler, it's going to minimize the damage done to me, more importantly. And it's doing that through because usually if you can get your boarding to crew kill really fast, it means that you generally take the fight pretty fast, so you won't be shot at as much. And that's essentially what I want to do here. Because it's pretty likely that if I get into a very tense situation, that I'm going to falter with the micro. Because, so, a lot of the tense situations in this game require you to do multiple things, like, almost at the same time, and I'm just not capable of doing that. So I really need to prevent those situations from happening in the first place. So a lot of this run, if this run goes well, is going to look relatively, like, tame. Because everything went well. Because if something goes catastrophically wrong, it's a very narrow margin of error of like when things can go wrong and that I can actually effectively recover from, compared to when I have pause. Like I'll recover slowly from poor situations because either I micro my crew imperfectly in some way on my ship or the enemy ship, and then I'll take some unnecessary losses there, either through crew or just some HP. Now, this shop is pretty funny. It's 3 High Magisters, and I may get one. I don't have any equipment. I'm actually gonna put this combat knife on Gene Soldier. It puts more concentrated DPS on Gene Soldier, which means I get kills quicker, so if like I can get 1 kill in shields quicker, and then I can just farm with armaments. Because a lot of these early fights, even though it contradicts what I said earlier, a lot of the early fights I want to board and then finish things with the armaments right now because I don't have a good enough boarding to just outright crew kill them, so I need to preserve my HP. Now, I'm gonna, so Heat Beam's gonna be very good in the late game because it just provides a very good option to like just put on a boss, do a ton of damage. But I might sell it here for the High Magister, and that's because group boarding is going to be very, very useful. Because what group boarding is going to allow me to do is essentially not have to work through launch bay, which is going to require some micro. Whereas with this, I just have to keybind his spell to 1. So I could sell the combat knife and graviton, or I could sell heat beam. If I sell the combat knife and graviton, I have to kill things through boarding, which I think I'm fine with, because I'll do 4-man boarding, and 2 of my units have base 5 DPS. Wait, no. I don't need to, wait, yeah, I do. I do need to sell the combat knife, because I need 95, because that'll be 110, yeah, okay. Let's do that. Alright, and that means we're gonna do 4-man boarding, and we're gonna rely on that. I do have Rift Bomb, so I can finish things off like that, but I don't want to do that, because, you know, I don't want to waste all munitions doing that. Now, I will try to spread out this damage as much as I possibly can, just to, you know, preserve... Well, not really to preserve HP outright, but more so to spread it out so that I get good value of healing. Now, I did take unnecessary damage there, and, you know, if I was able to pause, I would have been able to catch it. Well, based on my past runs, maybe not, but this is an armament setup that you can just, you know, turn off shields for the disruptor and then, you know, turn it back on for the thunder. But I did no such thing. Something I'm probably going to be doing later in the run. I'm not doing it right now because I do want to get some things out of the way by talking about it. Because later in the run, I'm probably going to have to focus a lot more because of the nature of having to micro, but a lot of these early fights are not threatening enough to the point where I need to do that. Like, be silent and just, like, focus on micro. But they are still going to be, like, somewhat threatening. Now, I am in a situation where I need to micro, which isn't ideal. Because I have 2 crew that don't want to take damage, and the other 2 do want to take more damage. Like, High Magister doesn't want to take damage, same with Deep Core, but Jean and Barb can take the damage. Let's actually take these guys out and let you just board these 2, because it's a 1x2s. Alright. And then hopefully we can get a kill there. Oh, hold on, go in here. Dodge? Aw. They should be fine. So usually when I'm microing in this run, when I'm going to be microing on my own ship, I'm not looking at my boarding crew. Because I can't. Yeah. And that's kind of where micro is going to become an issue, more specifically. Because, essentially, if I'm microing on the enemy ship, I can't micro my own ship. And vice versa. Like, if I'm microing on my own ship, I can't micro on the enemy ship. Which is crucially why I want this powerful boarding, so I can just completely ignore the enemy ship with my boarding. Ooh, that's a really good pickup. I can just rejuvenate here. Yep, okay. Alright, but yeah. Essentially, I want to do that. Alright. Now... let's go over here. Okay, I want to recall. I want to kill these guys. I won't be able to micro this properly with, like... I don't even... no, I can't even win with NG. It's Divinicar. Alright. Let's rejuvenate here, and I'm just gonna Deterricate. I'm not gonna bother. And I'm not gonna bother repairing that with crew. Ideally, I would board with 2 crew here, use launch bay, but I don't want to deal with the micro roll. Okay, it worked out. 17 scrap. I'll repair that. There's no point not to. Alright, and then move around. And let's rejuvenate here. Get our HP back. Okay. Hopefully I get some good equipment here. This is a critical part about getting the night boarding strong, is getting a good equipment, but alas not. I will get the scavenger though. Scavenger's, you know, another crew member, but more importantly, it's going to make it so that fortresses are going to be very, very easy. Like, I can just launch bay the scavenger over, and then I can run through all the rooms and claim all the chests. Because some fortresses can generate, very nastily, and I want to avoid a situation where, like, you know, if I go to Sector 2 or Sector 4 and I get a fortress, like, that's on the path, I will want to go for it for the scrap. And I will need the scrap that I can get. But if it generates poorly, I may be put in a situation where I just, like, even with pause, it just might become untenable. Alright, let's board everyone into engines. Alright, and then let's repair weapons. Alright. I am gonna do shield micro there, because of asteroids. Asteroids can be an issue. Oh, they came at the same time. Translocator could be interesting if I put it on scavenger. I don't really need it, and scrap's probably more useful, so I'll take the scrap. Yeah, it seems right. Alright, you go repair. No, you don't repair that. You repair that, because you don't take, suffocation damage. Okay. Yeah, let's just jump. I don't really care. I'll probably do 2-man boarding. Or 3-man. I don't really care. Actually, I do care. And it's fine if I delay this a little bit. Let's dodge that. If it goes there, I care about the NG's HP the most there. So, that's why I did that. Let's take both of these guys. Preserve my HP. I did get hit by the ion. Sucks. But asteroids can hit you, even after fights, so I'm just gonna immediately jump here. Alright. And let's repair this. Okay, what do I want? Shield Charger looks very good. Yeah, no, Shield Charger's way too good to pass up. And I'm gonna put it here. I want to save this for, like, Siege Beam or Paul Reaper. Now, Paul Reaper is in the shop, but probably won't get it, because I don't really have the scrap for it, unless if I sell Heat Beam. But I will get Graviton. Graviton's gonna make my boarding a lot better, because I'm doing early 4-man boarding, rather. Graviton gets a lot more value. So, Graviton's value is, in some ways, dependent on how large the room is that you're boarding into. Because, like, if you're boarding into a larger room, it means you can have more crew in here, and then as crew just slightly funnel into the ship, you'll do more DPS on it, no matter how much crew you have. So you always want to have that. I'm gonna teleport here, because, yeah, he's guaranteed to, like, run to try to go repair this if I teleport. So, like, if you leave a room, a damaged system room, and there's, like, crew on their ship that are, like, refusing to go fight your own crew, what's gonna happen is they're gonna immediately path to whatever was damaged, and if there's no more crew in it, and that even means walking through rooms that have your crew in it. So you can use that to, like, bait crew back to you so that you can kill them. But the reason why I went to shields is that's the room he was going into. Okay, this is a fire immunity check, and it's always worth it to go for it, because you get nice free crew. Alright. Gladiatrix is going to be very nice. So, Chaos Rift is, like, the premier way of dealing with anti-boarding, in general. But Gladiatrix will still help with the Summon Hound, so that's nice. I can't really get anything here. I don't know why I went here. I'll take a haul, I guess. Alright, let's go to the transport vessel. Okay. Let's go like so. And interrupt this guy. Okay, we're good. This is N, right? Yeah. Shield Charger keybind by default is N. So Barbarian's always gonna have be able to damage, because he is immune to stun, so that's good. Alright, let's teleport with everyone here. I was clicking slightly to the left there. Alright, and let's just crew kill these guys. Alright, I'm gonna let this play out. The other two are pretty damaged, as in so far. So, alright, get that. I'm gonna put the shield on Deep Core. Deep Core has good DPS, and he also benefits a lot from having extra HP, so... And I don't have any weapons, so I don't need to put it on something else to, like, maximize their DPS, so... Probably... Oh, I should probably... Oh, right, I sold Combat Knife. I was gonna put Combat Knife on this guy to make his DPS even higher, but I don't have it. I'm gonna keep this on Gene Soldier for now, but I'm probably gonna put that on Engineer later for another suffocation immunity, so it makes it easier to like micro into like, say I get a breached room on my own ship, then I can just like always send this Engineer there, and I don't have to worry about it. Which is gonna be a thing throughout this run, where I want like 100% immunities from stuff like poison and suffocation, because I don't want to have to like look back at these crew members later to see if they're still doing fine. I can just like rest assured that they're always gonna be fine because they have immunity. So even if I leave them there a little bit too long, it's not irredeemably bad. All right, let's get a power field here. I'm just gonna jump. I'm gonna go to a planetary assault. I do benefit from psychomancies. Like I could replace this with Chaos Rift and I would be happy. Alright, let's go like this. Another thing with this run I'm probably gonna want to do is I'm going to want to have things powered, because like I don't want to get in a situation where I need to micro my power off of something into something else and then press the button to activate them. Because it's not like I can't do that, but I don't want to put too many button presses on one thing. Because if I consistently do that across the board, where it's like, oh, do this, and then do this. If I do that across the board with everything, I'm gonna be quickly overloaded with tasks to do in a high pressure scenario. And I want to avoid that. So that's the justification for at least trying to keep power and things. Right now I can manage power microing like 1 power on shield charger, but later on it'll be a lot more critical to do so. I'm gonna pick up Purify here. I can always put this on Gladiatrix later, but I won't put it on him right now, or rather her. Because the Hound does serve a good purpose. Alright, let's go to that planetary assault. Let's prep by putting you there. Yeah. And then what I can do is I can load him, and then I can move all these guys to launch bay if I need to board. Okay, Death Cult Fortress, so we get a free crew member. That's good. And I don't need to worry about interrupting stuff. Holy, we get a board. Okay, that makes the run pretty good. Although, I probably won't be able to do the funky micro with Borg that depletes all their munitions. But it's still very good. Like, undeniably so. Okay. And we also get a fusion charge. Neat. Put it on you. Let's bound this to 2, 1, 3, and I'm fine with manually doing Rejuvenate. Rejuvenate is a spell I'll only use twice, and I won't need to consistently use. So I'm okay with not binding it. I could go Techno Cult here and try to get another Borg, or really any Machine Priest from that mini boss. And I already have group boardings. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Voltaic here. Alright. Accidentally put my mouse on my taskbar, so you saw a little bit of Void War. There. Alright, 1, go. Alright, and I should have Gravitoned earlier. Alright, once they get a kill, Graviton again. The Purity Staff, or whatever it's called, would be really nice here with Graviton, so I can, like, crew micro. As well. There's 2 crew on this ship. The reason I know that is because, yeah, because force shield casters will always, like, stop doing their force shield cast if they're the last person on the ship. Or at least there's nobody fighting the boarders on their ship. They always, like, they'll stop casting and they'll go fight it. But if they don't do that, but you still don't get any crew to your room, it means that there's another crew member on their ship that's refusing to fight your crew, and in which case they won't go path to try to kill your crew. Correct. Failures data, and proceed without hesitation. Ballistic shield, that's not great, but whatever. Okay. Psychomancy shop, mini boss with crew shop, that's pretty good pathing. That's pretty straightforward as well. I don't really want to do anything else there. Plague sword. Let's put on you. You have DPS, so make it higher. Generally, you want to focus your DPS on one crew member so you can get kill activation sooner. I don't have any right now, but they are very good later on. Once you do get kill activations, or even when you don't have them, just getting like system damage a little bit sooner can be beneficial to preserve HP if you're doing like 1 or 2 kills. Hey, look, there's an Borg, and I could get it, but I don't want it. I mean, if this is the run to go for overpowered things, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get both of these. Okay. Alright, let's put you in engines. You can path to whatever pretty cleanly. Alright, 1, 2, 3, and you 4. So yeah, 2, 3, 1. Yep, alright. That's good. And then 4 is Mr. Hound. Alright, let's get 1 hull as well. Alright, go quest node. Bye bye, Hound. Alright. I'm gonna just board the boards. Hold on, why is both bound to the... I did 3 and 4 and they're both bound to the same board. I must have flubbed it a little bit. Is that level 3 Hull Reaper? Oh, it's 2 and 3. That's why. I already forgot my own keybinds. Great. Alright, 2 and 3. Alright, 2, 3. And rejuvenate. They don't really need it, but whatever. Go here. Yeah, no, this is probably what this run's gonna look like, where I just board a bunch of people. Alright. That was pretty good. All things considered. Yeah. And I could rejuvenate my boards, and I think I will. I'll just wait this out. You go here. You go here. And rejuvenate. Alright. And yeah, okay, so the quest node's even on my path, which is nice. Alright, breach charges, this is useless to me. I don't really want it. Let's put the fleshlings on the Senji. And then let's put the hungers on you, and then you can have a fleshling reagent. Alright, let's get the hull here. I'll need it. And I do want to get level 2 shields soon. Alright. I don't want this. I don't want these blood priests to cast, so I'm gonna just teleport onto them so that they don't. Because I don't want to bother Oh, well, there goes one. Oh, I should have moved this guy. Should have moved the Gulmagus, because if he cast on the Gulmagus, I just immediately lose him. Although I'm not too bummed if I lose him. He's only 10 scrap, and his only reason to be around is to interrupt spells. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Well, got Storm 2 now. And we also got Blood Spear. That's pretty good. We'll definitely keep both. I don't... Alright, another Borg. Get another one. Maybe. I could. I could sell both of these, get another Borg. I'm not doing that. There's stun here. Yeah. Definitely stun. I could get Wormy. Aw, that makes me wish I had another Psyker to put Rejuvenate on, because Wormy has a few crew that it's pretty good on. Because, so Wormy is a good, like, boarder, funnily enough. Like, if you have a Psyker that also boards with 2 slots, which is like, or rather can board with like 1 slot, you can put this on them, and then you can just, you know, get another crew member in the room that's, you know, good at boarding, or at least half decent at not letting your other crew members take damage. But I don't really have, like, Gladiatrix is decent at it, but I don't want to rely on Gladiatrix because Gladiatrix at low base HP means I have to move him around a lot, like have other people tank the damage, and I really don't want to get into that situation. I will take both of these weapons though. It'll just improve my DPS, if anything. And the kill effective grenade launcher is going to be quite nice to have around. Now, because this is Voltaic, I'm probably just going to outright crew kill this ship. Let's wait for another Rejuvenate. Discuss things. Alright, so... yeah, no, I'm just going to have to crew kill this really fast. Because I don't have level 2 shields. And you really want level 2 shields into Voltaic, because if you don't, the ion radial that Voltaic has, if just like 1 or 2 just randomly hit it, which, you know, isn't out of the question, it's actually not that unlikely because of how many ion projectiles it hits. It may just force you to take damage, and you want to avoid that. Alright. Yeah, no, I think I'm just going to rely on the fact that the crew I have right now is just going to be alright, be able to crew kill. Yep, okay, go. And I want to put 2 in here. Alright, I want to Graviton to preserve this guy's HP. And yeah, okay, then we got stun. And fire 1 here. Oh, I got 6 shots, right, I'm here. Yeah, and took a little bit of damage there, it's fine. I'm just gonna ignore the ion. You can ion, like, shield micro this, and you will be able to avoid, like, maybe a little bit of damage, but it's very minor at 1 level of shield, so I'm just gonna ignore it. So yeah, we got the crew kill here pretty easily. More Borg. Alright, and let's keybind this guy to 3. I wonder if I'll be able to beat my record on Borgs, which is like 5. Let's try to find some more. See if we can beat that. That'll be funny to do on this kind of run. Alright, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, you're 4. No, you're 3. I need to look at my keybinds after, because I did 2, 3, 4 and I didn't get it. Alright, thank you. That's a created shrine. I'm actually gonna pick that up. That is good enough. Go away. No, you go in here. I'm gonna disable that, because, you know, 2 fires is enough to disable systems if you don't immediately vent it, like, and because, you know, no pause, that's just gonna happen. Now, it would be very nice to have something like whether the fire protecting module is. That would be really nice to have, because it'll allow me to. It'll just give me more time to deal with that. All right, well, only option. Pretty good option though. All right, hold on. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh, I probably keybound the crew instead of the translocator. That's probably what I did. Oh, SDF ship. Hello. Hail vessel. I'm gonna adjust course, actually. Okay. You can get a quest node from that, and the quest node can give you a photon weapon. And I was kind of interested in getting that, because, you know, I could do with some more weapons right now. And I don't want to go, like, around looking for them. Kill that husk. So Ghoul Magus can't deal with fires on their own, so I have to vent this. Alright, shield charger now. It should be in time to resist both the Radium and the Retributor Ghoul. Yep. There we go. Smother. That's mediocre. I'm not too concerned about the Borg's HP. They can heal it off. Alright, this has like nothing in it. Let's get level 2 shields. I do want things powered, but I can depower Rift Bomb right now, it's fine. I'm playing this... I still have to play this like Torment 12. Because it is Torment 12. I could go systems here, try to get Hull Reaper. How much system slot do I have left? 1? Hull Reaper or Siege Beam? But I did keep Heat Beam, so I can actually use this as my main source of DPS. So I'll go to the Ruins here. And Ruins isn't that threatening, I just need to be aware that... that I'll get breaches on my ship. So, alright. Teleport, take all these chests. Alright. And yeah, we're good. And then I'll just deal with stuff as it comes on my ship. It's fine. Wait, I saw there was O2 on their ship. I can actually just board into it like with this. Yep, alright. 1 repair drone, fantastic. Oh no, there's a fleshling. Engineer. Okay. Not like I really needed another one, but I'm not gonna complain. Engineer's a pretty good unit. Not the highest scrap value, but he is still a very good unit. He's essentially, what Engineer amounts to being is essentially a husk, but better. Because, like, what you're doing with husks is essentially you're gonna have them around on your ship to do repairs, man systems, whatnot. And Engie does the exact same thing, but has a repair bonus, a little bit more HP, and some resistances. So, Engineer is just essentially like, your best onboard ship crew. I'm gonna raid the material stocks. I'll get a bunch of fleshlings, you know. That's usually what you get. Sometimes you'll get scrapped, though, which is nice. Yeah, but if you get the fleshlings, then, you know, nothing. If you do the raid, try to repair your ship, I believe something similar happens. Agree to transport, and then get a free Flex Priest. Neat. Alright, let's put this guy in weapons. How much hull do I have? 20? Alright, so it's worth it to go here. Get some hull. Wait, hold on. I put Gene Soldier in engines. Okay, good thing I caught that there. Quest node. Yep. This is just the continuation of that Flux Priest. I get another NG. I have so many of these. And it's gotta be really nice to have. Like, just having very good repair speed. I'll keep you in shield. I'm gonna put you here. Actually, hold on. I think I'm gonna do something like this. And the reason is now, oh well, hold on, I'll do this. The reason is now what I can do is I can just select all of my my good at combat crew, and then I can just like right click them somewhere, and then I can like do it again and again, and just like constantly put crew anywhere. And because also I have teleport on 3 of my crew members, even if Magister is solo boarding, I can put 3 boards into the room. So, with the decentralization of my boarding, 2, 3, 4, it'll be very easy to like get boarding even when I'm not like positioned well to do it. This should be all the crew in the ship, I imagine. Yeah. And this is essentially what I was talking about. Like, get very strong boarding, and granted I did get lucky, but even if I didn't get any of these assault cyborgs, I would have been set on just this alone. And even if I don't get that, I can still work with launch boarding. It's just going to be a lot more rough with launch boarding. The minimum really was getting this guy here. The Magister. 2, 3, and then 4, I guess goes here. You go down here. Alright, move. Okay, that's the problem with select clicking, is I select clicked, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to swap their positions, but I didn't do it properly due to selecting both crew members by accident. And essentially what that caused me to do is miss macro. I need that over here. This is not going to be a fun fight. Okay, so 2, 3. Go here. Rift Bomb. Alright, let's go back. Chaos Rift. Chaos Rift. You know what I mean. Sorry. Okay, we're good. Ay. And that's what I mean by things can get hectic very quickly, even with what I have. There's a lot going on. I probably should have auto-fired my stuff there. Which is a weird thing to say, because auto-fire is typically regarded as something bad. But if you really need to not press a button, you know, auto-fire is there to not press a button. Alright, let's do some good healing here. I'm probably going to use auto-fire on the boss when the shields are down, because there's really not much reason not to. As when shields are down on the boss, you can pretty easily just, like, you just do that, because there's no shields to break through. Okay, let's get the Hound down. Okay, let's go back. Alright, you move out. Oh. I assumed that firing sound effect was the Fusillade firing, and it wasn't. That's why I did the shield charger there. Because I'm looking at my ship right now, trying to mark over here. So I don't actually know when it's gonna fire. Oh, he got stunned. Arc Talons or Terror. I'll take Arc Talons. No. I wasn't paying attention, and I nearly lost a board for it. Alright, we need to get these guys back on their HP. Hey. Let's give you DPS. Alright. I'll try to get good value from this Rejuvenate, although it's unlikely I'll be able to do it. Alright. Hold on, I'm gonna bind this to like 7 or something. And then... Alright. Okay, yeah, no. That was difficult. Alright, so let's go here. Okay, that was decent. And then I'm gonna just cast again into just these guys. Alright. Yay. And this is what, Sector 4? Okay. So, one more sector. I want to get through Sector 5 as quick as I possibly can. Well, I want to visit a shop on the way and try to get Siege Beam. Because all I really need right now is something like Siege Beam or level 2 Hull Reaper to auto-fire on the boss to do more hull damage. Like, that's the only thing I'm really... Well, I don't need it, but it would help significantly to make the fight faster. Because, like, if I get Necrobarge, it's gonna be very hectic. Like, the amount of boarding is going to be insane. So I really want to be able to deal with that. And it's also gonna help a lot that I'm going to be putting 7 crew onto Necrobarge. Maybe even 8 if I find on our board. Which, you know, I'll try to do, but I won't prioritize it. I tried to smash it. I should have pressed N. N is the keybind for a shield charger. I'm just so acclimated to not utilizing keybinds, which is something that I need to change if I'm going to be doing a lot of no-pause runs. So I should probably, yeah, I should try to get into the habit now, if I'm going to be doing more of these. Okay. Investigate is the best option here. You can get some extra rewards from it, but you also get a little bit of extra difficulty. 2, 3. Let's go here, and let's also go here. I didn't do it again. I should have shield chargered there, but, you know, I still got it in time, so... It ended up being fine, but it's so ingrained that I do it manually. It's actually insane. Okay. And you go here. You know, if I want to make my armaments not fire at something, what I can do is just manually de-target it. I think that's probably better than trying to... I got a lot of stuff there. Than trying to do it the other way around, where I manually target every single time. Okay. We should be good here. Okay, move back. I will rejuvenate here. This Borg's a little bit on the lower side, but alas. Alright. I'll rejuvenate him this time. Oh, it will also be nice to just have a button to press if I need to put someone somewhere quickly. Okay. So, having the Borgs, ironically, for anti-boarding is going to be decently nice. Let's do all 4, and then put 2 here. I do want more stuff. Use the keybind this time. It won't be necessary, but if I get into the muscle memory of pressing that, that'll be good. Okay, let's put it here. Now, the disadvantage of autofire is, well, it comes with all the problems that autofire has, which means you're not coordinating your salvos, which, you know, is an issue here, because I only have 1 armament, and I have no beams to really capitalize on it. And it also means that you may fire at something that you didn't want to, because you wanted to change target, but you didn't, because it was on autofire and you forgot about it. So there's that as well. But both of those are manageable. Okay, let's move this guy out and put a Borg in. Also put a Borg in that room over here. Maybe I'll get it disableable then. No. It isn't to be... I pressed it manually again. Even when I didn't need to as well. Yeah, I'm just... So, repair this first. May as well... rejuvenate? Yeah. I don't want to recall yet, because this isn't, yeah, okay, now we can go. Because I don't want to take unnecessary damage on Gene Soldier. Shaman? No, I kind of want to go System Shot. I'm going to go Bone Shrine. I'm not going to actually pledge, though. I'm just going here for the pathing. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Barb had a decent matchup into the Death Knight, which is nice. Alright. Barb is immune to poison, which is nice, and then also the power hammer makes him a good matchup. Alright, I'm moving these guys around. I should have done this a long time ago. Because I want this on my top bar, so I can just easily press it. So, fun fact, if you keybind something here, you won't be able to access it if you're over here on your crew tab. So you really want all of your abilities on your first tab that you're going to be using consistently. That is if I did keybind it, though. Alright, 5 and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I don't know, I guess you can just have 7, like, permanently. I mean, I didn't change you off it, but it'd be good. Alright, systems, what do we get? Just need 1 of 2, and I didn't get either. But it did get some decent options, so I'll get both of these. And you know what? I will get Siege Bombard. I wanted to put Hull Raper or Siege Beam here, but, you know, can't do that. And I'm just gonna use Siege Bombard. Siege Bombard is actually kind of okay here. Because with the Siege Bombard, it's my only way of breaking shields that I can just kind of like let operate in the background. Well, that's a lie. I also have Auto Disruptor. That is an option. I did believe I saw that earlier. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upgrade this. But yeah, it's gonna be one of the more aptly one of the few ways to do it. I'm gonna grab the Incendiary Missile and go ship her. I don't want to fight because I ship. But yeah, one of the few ways to break shields without having to micro much. I thought that was something else, but it wasn't. Okay. You know, it really pays to, like, you know, read. Okay. Well, let's fire the storm into their armaments. Yep, that should do good. I did fire the thunder slightly ahead, and that's fine. I'll let that fleshling in. Let that fleshling in. He'll be able to kill that with the help of the Gulmega, the Gladiatrix, rather. I fat fingered right click, and I lost forward. Damn. I don't like that pause. Did I not recall? That's probably what I did. Yeah, I recalled, tried to claim the chest, and I just, because stuff happened on my ship, I forgot to take him back. Ugh. Oh well. That's a grave mistake. But thankfully, with how well this run's going, I don't have to worry about that. You move here. Alright. 51 scrap, 59 scrap. Okay. Alright. Graviton here. I really don't. 2, is it 4 or is it 3? Okay, it's still 3. Noxious Thoughts. Go. Yep. So Gladiatrix just doesn't take damage there because of the double shield against ghouls, which is nice. And then the Hound helps clear things up as well. Alright. Moving on. I got a lot of scrap really quickly. Oh my god. Alright, let's just do this really quickly. This doesn't look like a very tanky crew. So yeah, it's over. And we'll actually heal from that. Alright, get 2 more. Get more doors. Doors is going to be important just to help with anti-boarding. Doesn't look like I'm getting Chaos Rift. But, you know. Alright. Where are we going to put this? Gene Soldier? No. I suppose I'll just put on some random NJ. Yeah. I don't really see a better place to put that. Alright, let's go to a system shop. May as well. Probably won't find anything too useful now. Fury Missile, actually. Hold on. Might be cooking with that. I'm gonna keep all 3 templates, because all 3 templates are actually useful. And let's just stock up on this. Because what I can do now is I can just auto-fire Fury. And that'll work pretty well. Alright, it's also repair. Let's avoid that. Alright. Graviton's gonna help a lot here to preserve HP. These combat husks are gonna be very threatening. Or just chip. Like, they're not gonna win, but they are going to chip. I'm gonna recall before I accidentally kill myself with all the fire towards their ship, like kill my commander and all. But yeah, alright. There we go. And on to the core worlds. Hopefully this is short. It's not, and it's also Necromarch. To the worst case scenario. Long sector. And, I mean, it can't vary a lot, but it can. Hey look, there's an Arborg. Don't think I'll get it, though. I don't want to sell anything. I will get the Hex Priest, though. Hex Priest will be nice. And Hex Priest I can put here. Alright, so you're 2, you're 3, you're 4 now, and you're 5. Okay, and 1 munition. And what do you want? You're gonna Wormy. I have 2 Purifies. I'm gonna sell one of them. I'm gonna sell Blood Spear as well. And I think I'm also gonna get rid of the Hound. I know it is Necromarch, but like... yeah. I'm just gonna have to rely on reagents to do it. That's what it looks like, yeah. Anti-boarding is going to be done through the Hungers. I'm just going to cast those. Because it'll be very tedious to go through all of them and just, like, cast them one by one. Alright, is this Centurions? It's not. Oh, thank goodness. If it was Centurions, this fight would have been a lot harder. I'd actually probably rely on my armaments to do a lot of the work. Alright, let's go. Oh my gosh, I have my armament selected. I don't know why I fired there. I was like, oh, I have to fire because I have a salvo going, but, you know, I didn't fire that properly, and then I fumbled with the doors a little bit. Okay, we're good. There's fire here. I'll take the husk. I don't hear another fire. So let's repair all of this. try to get out before the fire. And then I can go to the shipyard, get a last node to like prep. The last node prep is going to be pretty important because of the no pause nature. Like, I don't want to go into the final boss without prepping well. A nice thing with the Barb, though, which is kind of like what I used there a little bit, is that he can move, like, because he has the immunity to everything, you can use him with Graviton and still do micro with him. Alright, did use the Keybind for Shield Charger there to help preserve Hull, which is nice. Alright, I am gonna get the Hull here. It is at max value, but I do want to go into this with as much... I hit the wrong button, but it's fine. My finger slid over to number 2 instead of number 1. I accidentally healed crew, which isn't bad in of itself. But it isn't what I wanted. Alright. Let's upgrade Graviton, make that slightly better. I'd still imagine I'll be fine. And what I'll do with Heat Beam is I'll power depower like this. In fact, I'll probably start out with Heat Beam 1. Okay, and then alright, how do I want to go about this? I want you here. So there's gonna be like no fires in this fight, so I don't need to worry about fire. I just need to worry about stuff getting into runes. Let's put the Hex Priest down here. And let's pre-purify and go. Alright, how do we want to go about this? So, we got shields. I'll board into that, obviously. Just get that going real quick. I'll activate this immediately. Can I do it now, actually? I can. Okay. And, can I also load a different template? Aw, it would be too good to be true. Alright. Board into shields, Graviton relatively immediately, and then I'll get a lot of system damage here. And then I'll be able to shoot stuff with, like, my Fusillade and Storm. And I'm gonna try to get Heat Beam into here. And then, like, farm damage like that. Alright. I think that's a good plan. Let's go inactive. Alright, Graviton. Alright. And we do have Hex Priest as well, which is gonna be nice. Alright, summon this. Flesh things go here. They're gonna go on my ship. Those will expire eventually, but that's okay. Be funky to do this with the eye tracker. Alright, now we get a little pause. Alright, what's the situation? We don't have the Bloat Mine Wave up, but we do have their ship relatively cleared, and they're about to get a full repair. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm going to teleport into their shields, I'm gonna fusion charge and immediately recall. Then what? I should have saved... Okay. In hindsight, I probably should have saved the Rift Bomb or the fusion charge, but what I can do instead is I can fusion, put 2 Borgs in there, and then I can fire, like, Storm into there or something. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Alright. Oh, but... Right, the destruction of everything. Malignant. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna immediately board onto that ship. Swap. Alright, where was that repair drone? I want you there. Okay. And... Alright. That was a pretty quick phase. I did lose some crew there. I'm gonna put Thunder on and then Hex Priest when I can into here. It's pretty critical that I get that. Ooh, don't do that. That'll end the run. Yep, okay, there we go. That was a lot sketchier, but, you know, you do what you do. There's so many crew that you just can't save them all, and you're gonna have to rely on just what you start with, because it's so hard to get repair mid-fight. But, you know, this is a pretty decent fight. I'm a little unhappy that I lost crew doing it, but especially the Borg. The Borg is something that is not really excusable. I really should not have lost that Borg. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, well, that's the run. Even got a little bit on the lower side of the average scrap. But yeah, hope you found that enjoyable. I didn't really. It was a little stressful, but I'll see you around. Bye.